My name is Sigmoni Kaluji. I'm co-founder of Black Girl Knit Club alongside Vanessa. I also lecture in textile design within knitwear.
I'm Vanessa Corrington, co-founder of Black Girl Knit Club.
So we decided to set up Black Girl Knit Club, I believe it was in January 2019, February. And we separately collaborated together on many projects. And at the time, I was doing a lot of research on the experience of black female knitters. And we were kind of working together, etc. And then we thought, why not set up a community where we can create a safe space for black women specifically to knit, make and gather together.
There was a hashtag on Instagram and it was called Diverse Knitty, and that was just a call out for more diversity within the knitwear industry. And we realised that there was a space for us. And we realised with our first workshop in February 2019 that it was fully sold out. So within that time, people just wanted to gather and create something, but they also wanted to share similar stories and they looked like each other,
yes,
as well, which was important. And so they were able just to gather, knit and create and use their hands as well.
When we first were going to run the first workshop, we slowly realised that we're talking about their hair, their children, things that they experienced and kind of had gone through. And there's kind of this real sisterhood, which Vanessa and I had within kind of creatively collaborating together, but you're kind of extended further. The knitting space becomes a space of knowledge exchange where things are passed down, stories are passed down, and it's almost like we create that legacy within the group.
Hi, my name is Mia Rodney. I am a bespoke jewellery coordinator and I work for a company called Alex Monroe, and I'm also a freelance knitter and I create under All Bits Knit. So I do lots of installations and garments and really focus on the textures of my hair within my knitting and kind of celebrating my race through my knitwear. My nan taught me to knit when I was probably about 7 or 8, and we used to just sit every weekend. She'd teach me all the stitches and we really that was our thing that we really bonded over. She had this huge kind of forest bit out the back of her house and there'd be loads of mushrooms that grew. So we used to go out and take pictures of all the mushrooms and bring back like sheets of wood almost, like bits of bark from the tree, and we'd knit the little mushrooms and stick them on. So it was like a 3D mushroom tree, and that was probably my earliest memory, and I've still got bits of those today.
I'm Cherie Robinson. I'm a knitwear designer. I teach community knitting workshops. I'm also a lecturer in textiles, and I've got 2 young kids. I was taught to knit by my mum, but I properly learned how to knit when I went to university. So it was in my foundation year of studying that I kind of picked up hand knitting again, and I had a really, really patient lecturer who sat with me and showed me how to knit. But it was in my first year of uni that I properly learned how to do knit and purl and lots of different kind of stitches, lots of technical stitches.
I think we were able to actually highlight the importance of black hair. I think some people were like, how does it link with knitting and black hair? When they heard our PowerPoint and the reference and what the project is actually about, they could actually identify with the black hair and the hairstyles and the braiding technique. So in a way, we were like fostering new traditions. That was actually really empowering to see.
So there's all these amazing stories of black female makers that I wasn't aware of, and we always make sure like during our sessions or during our workshops that we're referencing these. So I think when we talk about the history of knitting and making and craft, there's so many amazing black women that have done work before us, and I think that Vanessa and I's work is almost standing on the shoulders of these women. If I think about my thesis and my work, I wouldn't have been able to have written about knitting if it wasn't for people like Rose Sinclair or Lorna Hamilton Brown that they've really supported us in our work. And I feel like we are just almost continuing that journey and making people aware that there are amazing black female makers that have been doing work before us. Vanessa and I both grew up in East London as young women. You know, I would always come through Stratford to go to school, and the fact that it's a yarn bomb made by black women, I think it's going to really bring that curiosity.
So the building's actually a pavilion, and pavilions mainly they're built to have interaction with the community. So the fact that we're actually in this space in Stratford, near where we grew up in East London, is very iconic in a way, because it's like we're there to actually have an impact with the local communities.
I think at the beginning of the project, our vision and how this would impact the community was about giving black women and crafters the kind of visibility to show their skills in a public space. So when they come into this space, they are kind of immersed in this yarn bomb of different kinds of like recycled scaffolding material and ribbons, and that actually that when they first walk into the space, they might be like, okay, this looks beautiful, all the different colours. And then when they read the kind of vinyl and text, like, okay, this is around black women's hair and how different people perceive different things and how they navigate the world in different ways. And especially for black women and our hair, it tells many different stories.
With Black Girl Knit Club, we really do want to become the creative lead in terms of like diversity and craft. Like we really want to make sure that we are spotlighting so many different women makers. We are making sure that their work is the centre of what they do and what we do.
Everyone's going to relate to the work in different ways, and I think another thing is that we don't know what the impact might be because it's our first kind of public intervention, but that's also quite exciting.